And welcome back to It's Always Something podcast.
The
with
podcast.
us. Once again, I'm one of the hosts with the mosts. I'm Dan. That guy.
My name is Josh.
Who are
Thank
you? This guy over here. Is he related to you?
No. Yes.
Caleb, you know that already.
Caleb's in the house. And then we have a new guest. What do you go by these days?
KP.
KP. Good initials. I like how there's no vowels in there. It just, all consonants. It's
You don't have
a good
to worry
way to
about
go.
it.
Yeah.
It's not confusing. There's no
Nope.
how do you use word, how do you spell that?
No.
It's just KP. That's it.
It could be like KAYPEE.
That's
That'd be
true.
weird, though.
KP.
KP.
Yeah.
But KP is good. You have to enunciate. Enunciate, you losers.
Yeah.
Anyways, what the heck movie did we just watch?
I believe we just watched Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints. Now, that's a classic.
Yeah, it is a classic. And,
That is a classic.
and
What'd
I
you
have
say?
something crazy. And you guys are going to kick. I'm glad you're way over there because you probably would kick me.
Oh, I probably would.
I've never seen this before.
No! Was that really your first time?
Seriously, my first time.
Wow.
And I didn't even realize it until I watched it, and I was like,
What other
I've
movie?
never seen that.
Didn't he just say that a couple weeks ago? He said it's a Christmas movie or something. Do you remember? He's like, oh, I thought I saw that, so I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. I just don't know what movie it was.
It's some Christmas movie. It wasn't Gremlins.
It was the one with
Oh, no.
Scrooged? Was it Scrooged? Yeah.
I thought it was something different.
And
Oh
Tropic
my
Thunder. He hadn't seen
Oh
that.
my gosh. So
Yeah.
we're first time.
I know you.
Left and
Where,
right.
where have I been?
Seriously.
That's good, though.
Have you ever seen
I
it?
mean,
Yes, yeah.
She says it like, yeah.
she's the one
hello.
who suggested it.
that was my suggestion.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
She
thank
loves
you.
Boondock Saints.
I liked it a lot.
Ew.
Is between Boondock Saints and
Yeah.
is between
Reservoir
Reservoir Dogs.
I'd say that's a good
Classic
one. I have
movies.
seen that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Boondock Saints. It's a classic. I haven't seen it in many years, so
Yeah.
I mean, I knew what happened, but it was so long ago that I couldn't remember all the things that happened in it. So it's
Right.
refreshing, and
Yeah.
I would say it's certainly a movie of its time. Like now that there's so many, it's so many years old
It really,
that
yeah, it really
because I
held
remember
up
it being
well.
awesome.
Yeah.
and it's still good. I still enjoyed it. Let's get right back to the reviews then.
Yeah.
Right back to the ratings. I'm going to go ahead and
The rating. Let's just skip to the end and
skip to the very end.
You know- Do you know
would-
what the budget was on that movie? I think it was low. You know, the director of this movie,
Troy Duffy.
Troy, of course.
he didn't do anything else.
Really?
Right?
Oh, wait, let's look at that.
Look-
Jamie, pull that up.
I
Pull
mean,
that up.
nothing else of
Of importance?
importance, and he wrote and directed it, right?
Did he do part
Crazy.
two?
Tell us what the budget is on that movie.
What is the budget?
The budget was $1 billion.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's the wrong.
This
it's-
guy's
it's a false
scam.
number.
He's on Troy. He's on Troy Duffy. You gotta. Anyway,
Oh, dang it.
while he's searching that up,
Yeah.
All right.
Let's talk about the movie.
let's
while
talk
he's
about
searching
that movie. So,
Well, we need a synopsis. No, he's. Oh, we're giving him too much
yeah,
work.
get to
This
the
guy's loaded.
synopsis. Let us
Budget
know.
was $6 million. Box office
Perfect.
was only $30,471.
No.
That's what you would officially call a flop.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's one theater, right?
That kind
Yeah.
of budget.
No, that's
to
probably
that
just in
kind
one
of-
theater.
That's seriously.
That's-
That sounds like a one theater. Yeah,
It
That's
probably-
insane.
that doesn't even sound
How's
accurate.
that possible?
But what I've heard in the long run, Reservoir Dogs was the same thing, though.
Huh.
No, it's a different movie.
No.
It's called a comparison. Totally different movie.
Welcome to the 90s, Mr. Punks.
Welcome to the 90s, Mr. Pong.
Anyway,
I mean, Reservoir Dogs flopped in the theaters.
That is weird.
we've talked about that in a lot of these movies we've been talking about that
Yeah.
that we loved.
All the movies
that-
we love flop in
Yeah,
theaters.
almost every single one of them that we
yeah.
love. The more we love it, the more it flops.
Right. Guaranteed.
Yep. Which just goes to show that
I don't
we
know.
know more than
Yeah.
the average
general
viewer.
public.
And,
Yeah, we
and
should-
obviously the critics, because the critics flopped this one too. They gave rated it like a 4.
Oh my
A
gosh.
4, which
Wait.
we'll get to the ratings later.
And I've been saying for the longest time, we
Like
know
right
so
now?
much. We know.
Look at the Metacritic rating on that thing.
Oh boy.
Really?
It's like a 4.4.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've been saying for the
What
longest
is wrong
time
with these
that we know
people?
so much about movies. We should just start our own podcast.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And
Okay.
re-review these movies. What do you think about that?
That's
That
the
is
way to
crazy.
go.
I think we should do that.
The Always Something podcast.
Yeah.
Because these ratings are always something.
They are always something. That's no lie. They're way out.
Okay,
in the
let's
field.
get to what this movie was about.
What was it about? I don't even remember.
This movie was about two vigilante brothers,
That's a good word.
Irish brothers,
I like vigilantism.
who basically they kind of stumble onto end up killing some bosses, some
Like in the
mob
video game?
bosses,
Oh,
and not really intentionally. It just kind of happened that way.
well, first they started with some low levels, right? It's a low level, and then they worked
Well,
their way up.
the Russian bosses, right?
Well, they started in the bar. Remember?
Yeah, the bar.
That wasn't a boss. He's a foot soldier.
Yeah, I just said
Well, they
he
have
was
to-
a soldier.
Weren't they part of the mob?
Yeah, he's part of the mob.
Yeah,
He's
that's
not a
what I mean.
boss. He's just a
No,
soldier.
okay,
he's just
well,
some
yeah.
dude.
They ended up having to kill these two. Well, three.
They didn't
I guess.
have to. They
I guess
chose
two
to.
Russian.
Three. There's three.
mobsters?
One guy's butt's on fire.
But the two guys. There are only two guys that came back the next day. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they ended up killing them, kind of really in self defense. But they realized
Yeah.
that they liked doing it because they were doing the world a favor by getting rid of these.
Not only did
bad
they like
guys.
doing it, they were good at it.
Yeah, they were good at it.
Very good.
Naturals.
So they were like, you know what?
Naturals.
We need to start doing this all the time.
Well,
So
I do
they,
like-
and William
do like-
Dafoe was appreciative of everything.
that's what the movie's about, is them deciding they're gonna do this every day, make a career out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So they
See.
make a career out of taking down the mob
Right.
in Boston.
Yeah, and they're called the Saints because like people like what they're doing. The public is out, the jury's out on if it's good or bad in the public eye, but most people
Yeah.
like that they're taking the crap off the streets, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's why they're the Boondock Saints. They only hurt bad people. Let's make that clear.
Yeah, they're only bad people.
You know, if you've been naughty,
And they do it in the name of God too.
certainly.
So they say a prayer before they take
Yeah.
people out or after
Right.
they take people out.
Right. And I know in the Bible it says as long as you say a prayer before or after, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
know.
sure that's how every war starts too.
Yeah, well, most of them, yeah. It's usually my God's better than your God, and then but this time they're right, possibly, maybe. And I've always said for the longest time, this movie was so good. They should make another one. Like maybe a Boondock Saints 2. They should think about that.
Unreal.
Pretty sure there is one.
There is.
No,
They
there's not.
did.
No,
And
there's
a
not.
third-
2010.
No, there's not.
And a
And
3,
20.
right?
There's
No, they made a second one. I don't think they made the third one.
Oh,
Yes,
they-
there is a second one.
I'm pretty
All right,
sure
well,
there
exists,
is.
but I don't.
It made 10 years later, and it still had Norman Reeves and
It did.
yeah, I know
Yeah,
it
but-
did. It was 10
Well,
years.
I
after
saw it and it
first.
sucked. Okay,
This guy, of course, he's
it was awful.
I was gonna say, I
Tripping out.
saw
Second
that
one
in
sucked.
theaters. Like I remember that.
I think that's when I saw it too, and I remember walking out thinking that
There's a
they
Boondock
shouldn't have
Saints
done that.
3?
It says pre-production.
yeah. That,
Oh,
it never happened.
They can't
Okay.
afford Norman Reedus.
That's because they
anymore.
put it out there, but
That
it
guy's
just never
moved on.
happened.
Everything's
Yeah, I
pre-production.
don't
Oh,
think it
yeah.
happened. But 2 definitely happened.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it did happen. That's
But I
it.
guess I didn't see that
Now-
either.
Oh, why would? Oh, Jesus.
that one
Did
guy,
you see it?
Yeah,
Oh.
I saw it right when it
Is
came
it good?
out. No, it sucks.
Oh.
It's awful.
That's too bad.
So the two main
What?
guys.
You look
talk
like you're
about
going to
that
say
one.
something.
I mean, it
What do you
was
think of
shitty. It was shitty. It
Okay.
was terrible.
Okay.
But like, I thought the plot line was terrible. I don't know that I would hope that the other plot line would be great. But
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen it in many years, so maybe it's better than I thought. I highly doubt that.
No.
Usually, once I have a movie tagged, and then put it in the bin. It's where it stays, And then I watch it later and think to myself, well, it's even worse than I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Seldom do I watch a movie and think to myself, oh, that's better than I remember.
I
You know?
don't know.
What?
We've talked about some movies that we've said, you may not like it the first time you've seen it, but the more you watch it, the more you like it.
I don't know if I've ever
Well-
seen a movie I didn't like. Let's say
It's
I watched a
usually in
movie and I
relation-
didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Then I watch it again, and then I liked it.
Well, it's usually in relation
there
to
has to be
comedies.
something. Yeah.
Comedies are that
Yeah,
way,
I think comedies are that way.
but other movies aren't really.
Yeah. This
they'll
guy got
follow.
to see flipping Tropic Thunder
yeah,
again for
I
sure.
need to see it again.
Oh gosh.
I agree with that.
It's gonna get
No,
better.
that's probably a good idea
Yeah.
for real though.
Yeah.
My head movies, but this head movie makes my eyes rain.
Yeah.
So, two main characters.
Norman
excellent-
Reedus.
Yeah,
How's he?
excellent
Isn't he
roles.
popular these days?
Sure is.
Oh, yeah.
Walking Dead, man, that guy he took off.
Yeah, that's one thing that surprised me about this movie. I thought there'd be a lot more zombies, and there were very few.
Yeah.
I'm just so used to seeing him.
That one guy's eyes was twitching for a while.
Oh
right?
yeah, there's a guy.
So he was technically
The first Russian
trying to
mobster.
come back.
Yeah, because they put pennies on their eyes to give them, it's for passing to the nether realm
Yeah.
on taking the old boat. And the guy's sitting there and his eyes are like, this guy's not very good at playing dead.
No.
Like that's probably why the movie costs so little, because he couldn't even play dead. I figured that wouldn't be
man.
too difficult, but
Yeah.
I mean, he did play a Russian mafia guy pretty good. A living
Willem
one.
Dafoe did
Yeah.
awesome.
That was one of his first movies.
I liked him a lot in that.
Oh yeah.
Was it?
I mean, I'm sure he did more before that, but his first popular movie. Like, what was he in big time before that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was
Actually,
Spider-Man before or after that?
That was way after.
oh, that was after.
It was like 20 years after.
That's
Not
not
20
Yeah, Spider-Man just came
That's
out.
not true.
It came out like last 2 years ago.
What about Sean?
That is a lie.
It did.
No way.
What about Sean Flannery? Was he in anything else? I don't.
That
I didn't
name sounds
recognize him.
familiar.
No,
He was the other main
that's
character.
just it. Well, if you look at his what he's been in, it's just
Nothing.
a bunch of nothing. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's really weird.
I know Norman Reedus was no
Well,
one back then.
Rocco with the long hair, right?
Yeah.
He looked familiar.
So
Like,
he had a familiar look, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And apparently he was friends with the guy who was writing and directing the whole movie.
Oh, it's right.
And so they created the part just for him.
Oh yeah.
And he's never been in anything since.
Wow. How funny.
I mean, I thought he was a good actor. I thought he acted
Yeah, he
really
played
well.
great.
I actually
Yeah.
thought he had a very likable. He was
Yeah.
like, funny,
Yeah.
likable. He had a cool, kind of a good look.
Totally.
He could have easily been in other things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is strange.
Maybe he just didn't pursue it or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Or
He's
maybe.
like, well, thanks, guys. Well,
Yeah.
going
I
back
don't
to
really
work
care.
at construction.
It was a summer job.
At least he
Yeah.
was in a classic movie that will live on forever.
forever.
There you
That's the least you can ask. You know.
So yeah, this Sean Flannery was in Powder, Saw 3D.
Oh, yeah. Powder. That was
Yeah.
a bad movie.
As a bunch of probably whacked out side characters.
Dang, no love over here.
I mean, I don't.
Powder was a bad
You know,
movie.
oh yeah. You know that guy
It was a weird
actually was probably one of the only ones that actually did have
Oh,
some.
now he's
stuff,
changing his
but-
tune over here.
But he's not a well-known. I mean,
All of a sudden his ratings start
I
going
know.
up.
but anyway, I don't know.
So things I liked about the movie is, well, I think it was well shot. It had likable characters. The only one that I feel like the mobsters weren't the greatest of all time because they didn't really.
I thought that those guys were
Yeah.
kind of like the lower paid
Yeah.
horror actors of the whole bunch.
Yep.
And they typically always are like those,
The
you know,
mafia guys, yeah,
yeah.
they're just expendable, basically.
very expendable.
Yeah.
Probably because they knew they were going to be killed off quickly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though.
But even the mafia
overall
boss, like,
theme of the movie.
I feel like if
goes
they
that
would have put
way.
like a better character, like not even popular, just a better character for the main boss. He just didn't have any. It didn't make you fear him. You know, sure he is a jerk, and they played him as a jerk, but he's just like, you know, funny man to make me laugh. You know, it's like,
Wait, is that?
Yeah, they
the-
really didn't-
Is that the Tom Cruise look?
yeah, Tom
Okay,
Cruise from
gotcha.
Tropic Thunder. Yeah, I thought that's where Tom Cruise got his idea for Tropic Thunder, the big old muscly arms and the forearms and stuff, and yeah,
Being
trust me.
bald and everything.
Yeah, it is the same look, less
He had
Les
some,
Grossman. That's
Yeah. Similar look, I guess.
very similar. Tom Cruise basically ripped off that character.
Oh gosh, I wouldn't go that far.
I
Well-
mean,
Willem Dafoe actually really got started. His first big ones were 1986 Platoon. And
oh, that's right. He was in Platoon.
Platoon.
ever since
Wow.
then,
I
he was
forgot
in
about that.
a lot of big movies. Last Temptation of Christ, Mississippi Burning, Born on the
Okay.
4th of July.
Oh, that's a
Just
classic.
these are a
tons and
lot
tons of
of-
them.
Huh.
Yeah.
I totally. Now that you said that, it's just his like picture, just like
Yeah.
he has such a unique face.
Very,
William Dafoe
very.
is
Oh,
like
he sure does.
he's one of those actors that if you see him once in a movie, he just stands out. Like
Yeah.
his jawline, his eyes, just everything about him
Have
is
you ever
so
seen his
unique.
parents? I'd like to see his parents because
No.
where did he get that like weird kind of
Just the structure.
the cheeks and the
Yeah.
I don't know the
I don't know.
it's such a unique look or build or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call that.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, he's a very
I don't know if
unique
one
man.
of his parents were significantly, you know,
Kinda like Steve
that, and one
Buscemi?
was-
Yeah, same kind
He's
of thing.
another very unique.
Yeah.
And they have their own like niche style.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and even they're so good at acting that, like, especially William Dafoe.
Yeah.
Like in everything he's in, it's just
Yeah.
like his character's great. He's not. I've never seen him in a bad movie.
No.
You know, like
he's really
everything he
good.
is. He's just, even when he's the Green Goblin, we're talking about that very
Yeah.
loosely before. He played that awesome. It's just great. Like very believable.
No, he's really
you know?
good.
Great
he also
actor.
had a lot of funny lines in this movie.
He's gonna
you
blow
know?
up one of these
Just
days.
random funny things he would say in this movie.
He was great in this movie. He did a phenomenal
Yeah.
job.
Mike, my worst man. He's gonna get big one of these days. Like he's just waiting for his big.
I see the potential there as well. Yeah,
He's just waiting for his moment.
for sure.
You know what this movie really reminded me of is all of the Guy Ritchie movies, Snatch.
Yeah, it has
you know
that
what I mean?
similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How they
Kinda
play
that
like
feel.
the
Me too. Yeah.
how they play right before something happens and they stop it and they go to the aftermath of everything, and then he like reconstructs it around like while William Dafoe's like dancing and stuff.
How they'll freeze frame and they'll tell you his name and about who he is.
I didn't like that.
You didn't?
I didn't like that part.
Huh.
I took me out of the movie. I even told Caleb like where we're watching it. It's like so weird. It felt like they're just trying to add like 5 more seconds to the movie.
So do you not like Guy Ritchie movies? That's all. That's way a lot of
so
his movies
sometimes
are.
I like it. Just in this particular movie, it just kind of took me out because
Okay.
it's very bland text. And it didn't say a lot about the characters. It's just like Joe, like occupation, bad guy, you know, where he's from. And that's it. It's just not a lot. And it was very bland. It just felt bland.
Okay.
Like it could have done without it. That could have not been in it. And it wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah.
Whereas the Guy Ritchie's ones, like it's dramatic.
Yeah, I like the way Guy Ritchie's movies do it.
Yeah, it is very much more dramatic. Yeah.
But hasn't Guy Ritchie gone much more like documentary than anything else recently?
He did Sherlock Holmes in 2009.
He just released The Covenant and something else on Prime though.
Oh yeah, The Covenant. Yeah.
For this movie in particular, I mean, is it good action kind of? I guess you'd call it action.
It was great.
And start to finish, there was no really like slow parts, you know, that kind of like slowed it down, made it kind of boring. It was just consistently entertaining throughout.
I agree.
That one cop though, that was kind of dumb. Obviously,
green
dumb
something.
One, I almost thought he was too dumb.
Too dumb, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The one he kept sending after donuts and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was his name,
he was
Greenfield
dumb.
or
And it was kind
something
of
like that.
funny for a while, but then all of a sudden he
just too much.
started becoming too dumb.
Yeah,
just a little bit. I just thought,
and he's always wrong. Although he was always wrong about everything he said until the very end, where it's like, why wasn't one guy with 6 guns? And then of course that's what it was.
Right.
I noticed that too.
He had his like redeeming moment, I guess you would say, but yeah,
which was I mean, obviously you're
I don't
supposed
know.
to be
I
that
haven't
way.
seen the second one in 10 years, but isn't the second one he tries to act like he's William Dafoe the entire time?
That sounds familiar.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I don't think William Dafoe's in the second one.
No, well,
is he?
I think he's sparsely in it, like very, very small.
That means he died.
Well, and also that one guy with the long hair that I was talking about.
William Dafoe.
No, F that. Rocco.
Oh yeah.
His name, David Della Rocco.
That's his real name?
His real name in real life. The exact full,
man. Where's the imagination in that?
They didn't have enough like revenue to do that.
Well, here's look. It's like, all right, like you got a guy, and you know, let's just say his name's Caleb Lloyd. Like you probably wouldn't put Caleb Lloyd for his. We'll just call him Lloyd.
See, it's almost
just call him Lloyd.
But that goes in with like why he only played that one movie. Maybe he never didn't care about. Yeah, got into acting. He's like, make a role just for me.
Yeah,
give me my real name. Everyone, you know.
I feel like if I would have had that role, though, well, I guess it bombed in theaters, but it's still classic. Everyone knows it's classic.
People see the movie, see you in real life. Oh, that's Rocco. Hey, got it right. That's my real name.
I mean,
you know.
I'm sorry. He and his friends sat up one night, got really drunk, and was like, "Hey, this is what you have to do." I mean,
it's a good name too.
Do you notice one of the officers' names was Duffy?
Duffy,
Duffy.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's the director and screenplay writer's name.
Duffy.
I thought that was interesting. He also makes a cameo. Duffy makes a cameo in the beginning. Was
he the cat
in the bar scene? I guess he's in the background, right as the fight's starting. You see him in the background. He's got overalls on and a black t-shirt.
Oh yeah, because
that's it.
That's just in the background.
Yeah.
See, I thought you were gonna say he played like a dramatic role, like he played the cat. You know,
the voice of the cat.
I mean, he could have been dressed up in a fursuit. They could have done that camera trick where they have the big table and like have them in the background, so he looks smaller.
Yeah.
I
suppose they could have done that.
Another thing about this movie is they had the I mentioned it in the beginning where they had the glasses and the black. They look like Neo from Matrix, right?
Right.
And it happened to be 1999, the same year as the Matrix came out, and a lot of the music had that electro techno, vibe, just like the Matrix.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if that was just a 1999
coincidence.
Thing,
could be,
but it was. They did that music a lot in it. But it was mainly, I think, toward the beginning of their action scenes and stuff. But it sounded like if you just heard the music, the soundtrack, it sounds like a typical Matrix scene. From Matrix 1.
From 1, not 2 or 3.
No, obviously. Those can't even be talked about.
Yeah, they didn't even come out. I think there's only a Matrix 1, right?
That's all I
They
care
should
about.
they should make a sequel to that one day.
Yeah, and
I
Star Wars.
literally saw the first Matrix like 2 weeks ago, so I can't
Oh, wow.
say anything.
That's a good. That's
Oh,
a
man.
excellent movie.
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was good.
She needs to see it again, obviously.
Obviously needs to see it again.
You know, I think seeing it in the theaters when it first came out was
Oh yeah, I was trying to
That's
tell
why-
her when we
The
we
theater
watched it.
experience.
It
Yeah,
was just
it was- if you
mind-blowing.
watch it now, because so many things have made like taking bullet time and all that. That didn't exist before Matrix.
Yeah.
They literally made that.
Yeah, that's another thing.
So
about
now
it.
you've
It
seen
was,
it
like,
so
groundbreaking.
much. It's just like, oh well, that's just
Yeah.
in this
Well,
movie.
and also she needs to see it in Dolby Atmos.
You gotta see it in Atmos. You gotta. Otherwise, what are you doing? You know,
I feel
What-
like that's your fault at this point.
it was in Atmos.
It was.
It was.
That's the system. Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
out there.
It's pretty good. It's fine. It's a fine system.
I got a quiz for you.
All
Pop
right.
quiz,
all
hot
right.
shot.
All right.
What tattoo is on Connor's left hand?
That's easy.
What one's Connor?
What's it? He's Sean Flannery.
Sean
They
Flannery
show-
has Equitas.
They showed that so
That's
many
on-
times.
That's why I said Veritas.
Norman Reedus.
Veritas and Equitas.
Yes.
But I can't.
yeah, they showed
Yeah, I
it so
didn't
many
remember who's who.
times.
And do you know what those words mean?
Veritas is something about truth.
Yep, truth.
I'm not sure of Equitas.
Justice / equality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at them pushing equality way back then.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yep.
Wow.
I know Veritas. I know it. Everyone thinks I'm just so smart and all that, but because Project Veritas. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
That's
of
true.
course. Of
I
course.
always wondered what that meant, so I looked at it. You know,
Looked it up.
Of course.
now I know. Now you know, all our dear viewers at home.
And now you know the rest of the story.
Dun 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 dun.
You know-
It's the more you know. Remember?
Yeah.
You said they had like huge budget, like $6 million or something.
That's not huge. I'd
Yeah.
probably say it's
Well, considering the amount that came in
well, it's true.
at the
That's true.
theaters.
No joke.
Well, you think they would have been able to do the news channel on their movie?
Oh yeah, we're talking about that.
Channel 22 looked like U62.
It looked worse than U62. At least U62 had like a good theme to it.
Yeah.
Channel is like Channel 22, the worst. Like it wasn't
It
even
was the
Photoshop.
worst.
That was like Microsoft Paint.
Oh,
you know?
no kidding. It seriously was. It was like the worst looking logo. I could make that in 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
On like Microsoft Paint.
Yeah,
or
with the
Mario
stock
Paint.
fonts. Stock fonts. It's just like, all right, increase that to 82.
And they didn't even have like a bar. It was just like the little tiny broke down logo. And then,
The broke down logo.
and then a couple like, some random typing that you could do in anything. I
yeah,
mean,
it was
it's
terrible.
just
It was
wild. I
terrible. like you
thought-
think, come on, give them a couple, like $5 more.
I
to
don't
get a
even
better
know if her
logo.
microphone had like a thing on it. I think it was just like your typical karaoke.
Oh, I guarantee it
mic.
wasn't plugged in.
Oh no.
I was looking. It was not.
You can see the XLR
You could
plugs.
see the cut cord. It wasn't even an XLR. It wasn't even an XLR mic. It was just a corded.
Now that I think about it, I don't know if it's my memory fading or what, but I thought, was it just like a paper towel roll? Like a
Paper towel.
and today, the
Little
Saints.
foams on top.
I honestly thought it was early 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, April O'Neil.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Could be.
That's funny.
So let's talk about the movie, okay?
Okay, let's get started.
Let's just get started talking about the movie. We know what we liked about it. A lot of great actors. The actors were great, for the most part. Is there anything you didn't like? Anything that struck you as like,
KP.
anything you didn't like? We'll start with you down
Yeah,
there.
it's important.
You in the blue shirt.
I love this movie though. I mean, there's a lot of little things, like little nuances that bother me, but I love
Like
the
what?
movie.
What's the worst part of the movie?
I mean,
Let's just,
I
we're
pick-
being reviewers
I
here.
pick apart
so.
even my favorite movie.
Oh, yeah.
I say negative things.
His
my
favorite movie of all time. He didn't even give it 10. So
I wouldn't give any movie a 10.
Yeah, I don't.
wouldn't
I've never heard you
either.
give a 10. Anything that's 10 yet.
No,
Even movies I thought you might give a 10, you didn't give a
no,
10.
nothing's perfect, and because there were still negatives about some of those movies.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, whether they be like acting or just like plot in general,
Yeah.
that you're like, that's stupid.
Anything. So
nothing. There's nothing that struck you as
There's a lot of things.
like what? Name like two things you didn't like. One thing. One thing that you just didn't like very much.
There was and I do love Norman Reedus, but like there was a lot of things that he did, like nuance wise, that just bothered me.
yeah.
Like just Well, that and the fact that anytime they did like fake blood, it was bright
Oh,
red.
man.
It was
That
very
bothered
bright,
the
yeah.
shit
That's
out
true.
of me.
Good call.
Sorry.
Blood.
Yeah, the blood was bad.
Yeah, it was.
It looked like
it was 1990s blood for sure.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I mean,
So let's be
Yeah,
honest.
that's
If you
true.
get shot and then the cops come like hours later, it's not bright red on the wall. It like kind of turns like dark purple. Like dries out really fast.
Yeah.
It wouldn't still be
wait,
fresh to
and-
touch.
And just to add on top of that, like how how does he get his ass wrapped in gauze and stuff?
Yeah,
Sorry,
right?
I just want to be
That was
like it was
weird.
like half of
In
his
such a
ass
weird
that
way,
was,
yeah.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't just me.
Yeah,
First
it was
time I
pretty
saw
funny.
that, I thought, what the heck?
That was
is
kind of
that?
yeah.
Okay.
Like you think you get new pants or something, like not just wrap his butt.
I
I
know.
mean, like, I just don't know how.
It was
like,
weird.
Physics that does not happen
No.
like
No.
that. Like, I'm
Very
no.
strange.
Yeah, that was a
don't
weird
understand.
choice.
okay. Sorry, that was.
That's fine.
Hey,
that's
that's
good. That's what
good.
we're looking for. We're looking for the nitpicks here. Anything
Yeah.
with you, Josh? Anything stand out that made you just scratch your eyeballs? Like why?
Not in particular. Nothing comes to mind. I'll think about it. Caleb, anything?
I think it's just the things I've already mentioned. Like, I thought some of those, the bad guys, I thought some of those guys were kind of sketchy acting. I thought the, what else did I mention? That was, the news channel was kind of trash. That's nothing, but it's just one of those little details that was,
That stuck out.
yeah,
It did,
it's just
it
like,
did.
what the heck
Especially
is this?
now.
It looks so dumb. It just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but it's just like, it's just little things like that. No, I don't really have any complaints other than about anything serious about the storyline or the
story's fine.
the acting overall was good and
the shots were good. Like there wasn't. It didn't look cheap.
Cinematography
It
is
wasn't
good.
shaky
No.
cam or anything. So
no, everything like
everything's
that's
pretty
great.
good. Yeah. Like the story, I thought. I guess the whole theme of it was I guess it's supposed to be like leaning towards like God is helping them in a way, because the way they just kind of get so lucky in some of the ways they kill and stuff and get out of jail. It's like there's
It's
something
Robin
guiding them.
Hood-esque.
Yeah, there's almost like there's unseen strings being pulled that help them escape situations.
Yeah.
Even when like the guy El Duque or whatever comes in to finish him off, and all of a sudden he hears him doing the prayer just by convenience, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'll be on your side now. Now, did they ever say what was he like their granddad? Is that or what was the deal with that?
Which guy?
The gray ghost.
The guy that came out of the prison
Oh,
joined him up.
He was just a hitman. The mob.
No, they
we're
were
talking
related,
about-
bro.
We're talking about the connection that they made
Oh.
with them.
We're
and
trying
stuff.
to
I
connect
don't
the
know.
dots.
They never really did say.
They didn't say,
They
but he
didn't
knew their
say,
family prayer.
But it's kind of like you had.
They
to
clearly
assume
said
something
it's their
there.
family
That's
prayer, and then he
true.
came in and he knew it.
And
So
touched
wasn't he
them
their
like-
granddad or
it
something?
seemed like
Are
it
we
was.
talking the end of Boondock Saints?
Yes.
That's the dad.
Is
Are
it
you
their
kidding
dad
me?
dad?
See,
Yes.
wait
have you
a
not
Now,
seen
how
the second
how did they
one?
not know that's their
Have you
dad?
not seen the second one though? Because his dad went to jail. Their dad went to jail, so they have never been
Right.
around.
So it
his
just
dad.
wasn't okay.
See, that was, I mean,
Because I thought it was his granddad
I
or
was
something.
like,
well,
Well,
I
I'm
assumed it was.
confused.
I assumed it was their dad. Like from like when he touched him.
I think they
that
even
whole thing.
said
I
dad
thought, okay,
in-
that's
in
their
that
dad.
part
He
of
was
it.
off
They
to
do
jail.
at
But
the
then,
end of it, but the second one they really like reinforce.
Okay.
That's their
Well,
dad.
I blanked all the second one out of my mind. I think I
Spoiler
bleached
alert.
it.
but to confirm, like, I mean, I assumed that was their dad. But then, if somebody says, "Oh, was that
Well,
their dad?" I'm like,
it's-
well, I
in
don't
the
know
second
100%. I
one,
assume,
yeah.
but I don't know.
In the second one, it comes up somehow as the reason he realized that was his son's was because of the prayer. Is their mom
Yeah.
told them the
Well, and I think they
prayers?
made that clear in the beginning when they said it's our family thing. So
Right.
you know that anybody else who knows it is clearly family.
I mean, you'd
that
hope
makes
so.
that connection. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So so I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
Glad we talked that one out.
Whew, that would have been crazy if we didn't get that.
Oh, did we just spoiler alert it for everybody? Sorry, guys. Spoiler alert.
You know
Yeah,
something I read
said
about
that.
that scene actually during the firefight.
Yeah.
It was
the reason
a firefight.
There was a firefight!
the reason he's got the cigar in his mouth was very purposeful.
Was
and
it?
it didn't have anything to do with the story. It was he could not stop smiling during that whole scene. So he said, "Let me just put a cigar in my mouth."
Just like shooting blanks, like blank guns or something. Was that?
Well, yeah, but he just thought he was so excited that he got to play that scene to where he could just like shoot up.
That
you know,
is so well. I don't know.
I did notice him
kinda
smoking
funny.
in that, and I never really correlated to why that would be, because
that was
it
the only
never showed him
reason.
with one
I don't know.
before.
Yeah, that was the only reason, I
Like
guess.
smoking would be natural, like
mean,
that kind of.
Yeah.
Question to that: IMBD, did he do something before that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was a pretty popular actor at that point, I think.
Bill
Bill Connolly.
Bill Bellamy.
It was Bill
Oh, I
Connolly.
thought Bill,
Oh,
it's me. It's me, Buckley. Bill, yeah, Bill Gates.
Sir, his name is
Oh,
Sir
what do you
Bill
want?
Connolly.
I want your brain.
we
Buckley.
gotta watch that again.
We have to.
It's just so dumb but good.
Yeah, for all you at home that know that movie, comments below. You'll get a thumbs
We
up
got
from
some
me.
great ones coming up.
Oh,
by the
they're going to
way.
be huge.
Huge.
One thing I'm tired of is bad movies.
We've seen a lot of those.
I only watch.
You know what I really
yeah.
like, though?
Good movies.
Good movies.
I'm not even gonna say it because you're not gonna believe me. Me too.
You guys already did that one, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. It's Pat. That's
It's
a
Pat.
second movie or something. Second
Yeah.
or third.
That was one of the.
We're trying to be
That
very.
was-
We're trying to be trivial.
Yeah.
Very
Controversial.
controversial.
Yeah.
And as it turns out, I guess it wasn't so controversial.
No.
No one liked or commented it.
No.
So it's, you know.
It's
But-
actually hard to find much about It's Pat online. I think they've blacklisted it or something. Because I've tried to look up like memes and stuff,
Yeah.
and I just can't find hardly anything on
Well,
it.
as we talked about before, that movie also bombed
Yeah, it did bomb.
very, very hard.
Yeah,
so-
typically if you look up It's Pat, you end up finding more about the SNL than you do the
Yeah.
actual movie that was
Yeah,
made from the
for
SNL.
sure. Yeah, I think it bombed so hard that they just tried to scrub it from the internet.
Yeah.
Like, we never did a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially as woke as
Well,
everything is now.
like-
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing with like Quentin Tarantino and him get involved with the writing of It's Pat. and all that
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
And still, like,
Did you know that?
No record of any
Quentin
of it happening?
Tarantino was involved in the writing of Pat the movie. It's Pat.
I have.
Do you know
no
who It's
idea
Pat
what
is?
it- No.
It's Pat is just the go really quick. It's a ambiguous character that could be male or female, and is just very outgoing and like very full of themselves, right?
Yeah,
And
Oh, yeah.
so over the top, like confident, and
Constantly leading you one direction, then the
Or-
next.
and then the
you
next.
are just
So
kind
you
of
never know.
Hasn't every platform made a part of this? Is like Netflix and Prime and everything.
What do you mean? No, It's Pat's a character on Saturday Night Live. It's a character. It is.
Yeah. No.
Well, I'm not lying to you.
No,
It
is not.
No, so
No idea.
So, anyways, it's just it's a skit on Saturday Night Live that got popular. Not even that popular, but apparently they're like, let's make a movie, and they made a movie. And the initial idea wasn't very great, but then Quentin Tarantino got involved and helped write some of it, and it came to theaters and bombed super hard.
I've not heard of any of
You should
this.
look up some skits. Maybe we'll put one right here in the video right there. Yeah. I crushed my nuts. There goes my afternoon snack. Shoot. Anyways, let's go right back to Boondock
right.
Saints.
I
Let's
hope
just
you guys have your ratings ready for
Oh, mine-
Boondock Saints because we're about to get into that.
Mine. I actually wrote mine down right here, and I cannot possibly change this.
All right.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's written down.
All right.
It is in stone. So for the mini, I don't even have to reiterate anything. I'll just say, good movie, classic. I enjoyed it. I'd watch it again. I'm sure I
Yeah.
will watch it again sometime in the future.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm going to give it a solid 7.0.
Okay.
I think it's good. 7.1. 7.1. I
He
wrote
has
it right here. It's
He has
written
it
down.
written
Yeah.
down. He's not changing it.
Nope.
They already changed
It's
it.
nope. It's
Okay.
already done. 7.1. Final answer.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we're going to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's skip to the alien
know-
this time.
No, let's not.
Okay.
So, I like this movie. Like we said, I like the movie. Now, some of the things that I didn't really mention are these guys are just, they're naturally good at what they do, right?
Sure.
But they're almost
Too good.
unchallenged. Like, they just are always winning. It's
Well,
like
that's why I said it's almost like God himself is giving him a little pat on the back.
that, and
You know.
which in itself kind of is, it's all right. But
Spit it out, Lloyd.
that's about it.
give me a number.
That's all I got to say.
Give me a number.
So my rating, I still enjoyed the movie, and I rated it a 7.7.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm the low one for once. I'm usually the high one. All right.
I enjoyed the movie. I watched. I'll continue to watch it. I'll watch it
Yeah.
again.
Again, my first time, and I feel like
How was it for you?
If I watched it again, I would probably like it even more.
Yeah.
Because I think I love Guy Ritchie movies. They're some of my favorites. And I thought it was a lot like those. And I would rate it a 7.5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I thought it did a great job.
So I'm the a-hole here, huh?
All the
You
actors did a good job.
I thought
I'm glad I boosted 7.1.
I thought you'd be in the 8s or something. Like
Really?
Like the low 8s or
I
something.
liked it. I just didn't love it. It's never been like,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't love it,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I did like it a lot. So I think like it a lot. Like I said, and I've been saying since day one, since we started this, that it's definitely a 7.3.
Yeah.
She's hearing all those, and her numbers are probably going scrambling. Okay, I thought I was here. Okay.
No,
No.
I have stayed at the same.
That's good.
I love Boondock Saints. I hate the second one. I really do. I think anything Guy Ritchie has done after this is really iffy.
Well, this isn't Guy Ritchie, though.
No, I know, but
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
like anything like afterwards is just like Norman Reedus. Anything is just the more they get like trying to be normal, it messes everything up. I'm gonna go with a 8.5.
Let's say that in the mic again.
8.5.
There you go.
8.5. Okay.
Okay, that's a good one.
This is one of your favorites of all time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Between that and Reservoir Dogs, yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Now, what one do you like more? If you had to
Reservoir
pick.
Dogs.
Okay, so we'll wait on that one then. We'll wait for a rating on Reservoir Dogs for a later time. But 8.5 is good.
well,
That's good.
I think one of the reasons I really liked it, I just tend to like movies with action, a lot
Sure.
of shooting, and also has good characters, good character building,
Yeah.
good comedy aspect.
And
to
I
it.
like a movie with a lot of action
Yeah.
too, but like unlike any kind of porn or anything, there's just not a lot of action, not a lot of good
Yeah.
character building. You
Yeah.
know, usually they're very short, very limited, and you know the action's in one quick scene and it's just over.
Something for everyone. Out there.
Yeah. For sure.
Just trying to build on that. I got nowhere
Yeah.
else to go. But
All right.
like I've been saying since day one, like I agree with you guys. Like
Yeah.
my rating is definitely, like I said, right when I sat down, I wrote down on my hand. You can't see it at home, but 7.3 is exactly what I rated it.
Oh my gosh. This
Every
guy.
time. This guy's the rating magician. You never know when it's going to scramble.
I know. It's always going up too. I never see it go down.
I think it
Yeah.
went down before.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
We'll have to check that. Check that. Check that. But anyways, I think it did go down for that one movie we watched for that one company.
Oh.
I think it went. I think it started like I was trying to be nice, and then the more I thought about it, I was like,
Did we actually rate that on live?
one of them. I can't
live?
remember. I think we might have cut that part.
Yeah, I don't think you
I think we're being nice.
publicized any of those ratings. So
No, I think we agreed that's either good or bad for those ones. But anyways,
Yeah.
that's basically what we got for this one. I would say Boondock Saints. It's an all-time classic. Definitely worth a watch. If you've never seen it, would you say? I mean, you've never seen it. Would you say?
Yeah. It's great.
There we go.
Yeah. Watch it for sure.
Right from the horse's mouth.
recommended. A unanimous recommendation.
Yeah. We got four thumbs.
Yeah.
Go
Four
check
thumbs
it
pointing
out.
upwards.
Get those box office numbers up. You know.
Here, I've been thinking about like we have to have our own thing. You know, we're getting pretty 25 episodes in. I'm thinking, what if we say like 2 thumbs or three thumbs north?
Wow.
What do you think?
You can do that.
We're working on it. We're working on it. We'll work on it. Maybe get something else. You know, something more catchy.
Maybe.
That one clearly isn't sticking. But wait till next week. We'll have another idea.
Yeah, we'll come up with a new idea each week until one
maybe
sticks.
I'm thinking maybe next week we'll say hats off for this one. No.
You can do that one too.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Boondock Saints, watch it. We are a growing channel. If you like what we've seen here, definitely give us a thumbs up. As we thumb north, there's a north thumb right down there. You can click on that.
North.
Otherwise, comment below if you like this movie, what you want to see next. Let us know. We will watch it and we will review it. And as you know, we're way better than Siskel and Ebert, so we give more than thumbs. We give full fists, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
I don't know what that means. Let's just cut that. We will see you next week with another classic movie.
Absolutely. Great
And
movie coming up next.
Another classic movie in the It's Always Something podcast. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
And cut.